I think we have incredible opportunities to work together with our tribes in a new way. We've had very honest conversations since I've been governor and even just most recently.
In her new memoir, No Going Back, South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem lays bare the triumphs and tragedies that have shaped her life and her political career. From a childhood marked by the tough love and high expectations of her father to her meteoric rise through the ranks of the Republican Party, Noem's story is one of perseverance, ambition, and the relentless pursuit of her goals. But as the pages of this revealing book unfold, so too do the controversies and scandals that have dogged her ascent. With shocking candor and unflinching honesty, she confronts the darkest moments of her past and present. But will the revelations in the book propel her forward, or will they prove to be the undoing of a once promising political future? A childhood shaped by tough love and tragedy. In the pages of her new memoir, Kristi Noem peels back the curtain on a childhood that was equal parts idyllic and tumultuous. Growing up on a farm in South Dakota, Noem was no stranger to the demanding lifestyle and rigorous work ethic that came with rural life. Her father, Ron Arnold, loomed large in her formative years, a stern and uncompromising figure who believed in the power of tough love. She recounts a particularly harrowing experience from a hunting trip when she was just 10 years old. Her father left her alone in the wilderness, instructing her to find her way back to their camp as darkness fell. She recounted the experience, saying, quote, "To a 10-year-old girl, this was terrifying, and as strange noises came and darkness fell, I had to rely on my instincts and my horse to find my way back to our tent." Unbeknownst to her at the time, her father was following her at a distance, testing her resilience and resourcefulness. This anecdote serves as a somber metaphor for Noem's relationship with her father, a constant push and pull between seeking his approval and asserting her own independence. She describes the high standards Ron Arnold set for his children and the way he could be quick to anger when they fell short. Noem writes candidly about the arguments they had, the words exchanged in the heat of the moment that still echo in her memory. But even as she grappled with the complexities of their relationship, Noem never doubted her father's love for her. She reflects on the moments of tenderness that punctuated their interactions, the quiet pride she could sense beneath his gruff exterior. Tragically, she never had the chance to fully reconcile with her father. In 1994, Ron died in a farming accident, leaving Noem reeling from the sudden loss. She describes the void left in her life, the weight of unresolved emotions and unanswered questions. In the aftermath of her father's passing, Noem found herself at a crossroads. She could succumb to the grief that threatened to overwhelm her, or she could channel her pain into a renewed sense of purpose. With a determination forged in the crucible of her upbringing, she chose the latter. She resolved to live a life that would make her father proud, to honor his memory by embodying the values he had instilled in her. It was a decision that shaped the course of her future. Controversies and criticisms cloud her political rise. As Kristi Noem's star began to rise in the Republican Party, so too did the controversies and criticisms that seemed to follow in her wake. Her ascent from the South Dakota legislature to the U.S. House of Representatives and eventually to the governor's mansion was a testament to her tenacity and political acumen. But it wasn't without its fair share of stumbles and missteps. One of the most notable controversies came in the form of an anti-drug campaign launched by Noem's administration in 2019. The Meth We're On It campaign, which aimed to raise awareness about the state's methamphetamine epidemic, was met with widespread ridicule and confusion.
You know, we definitely, when I saw the tagline, it grabbed my attention too. And people ask me all the time, you know, did it work how you thought? You know, I don't know. You know, I was surprised by people making it a joke because addiction's not a joke.
Critics accused Noem of tone deafness and questioned the effectiveness of the campaign's messaging, which seemed to inadvertently suggest that the state was actively participating in the drug problem. Noem's handling of the COVID-19 pandemic also drew scrutiny from both sides of the aisle. Her resistance to implementing statewide mask mandates and her decision to keep businesses and schools open throughout much of the crisis earned her praise from some conservatives but also drew the anger of those who accused her of prioritizing politics over public health. Noem's frequent appearances on Fox News and her growing national profile led some to speculate she was more focused on raising her own star than on addressing the needs of her constituents. The release of Noem's memoir wasn't without controversy either. Passages in the book, including a debunked claim about a meeting with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un, drew criticism and accusations of embellishment. Noem's publisher later announced that the passage would be removed from future editions. As Noem continues to navigate the treacherous waters of national politics, it remains to be seen how these controversies will impact her future prospects. Will they be mere speed bumps on her road to higher office, or will they prove to be insurmountable obstacles? The heartbreaking story behind her decision to kill the family dog. In a shocking revelation that has sent ripples through the political landscape, Kristi Noem's memoir delves into the heartbreaking story behind her decision to kill the family dog, a 14-month-old wire-haired pointer named Cricket. The incident, which Noem frames as a necessary act of discipline, has sparked outrage and disbelief among readers and animal lovers alike. According to Noem's account, Cricket had developed an aggressive streak and had a history of attacking other animals. The breaking point came when the dog escaped from Noem's truck and viciously attacked the neighbor's chickens, killing several of them in a gruesome display of violence. Noem describes the scene in vivid detail, recounting how Cricket would grab each chicken, crush it with a single bite, then move on to the next, leaving a trail of carnage in her wake. Faced with the aftermath of Cricket's rampage, Noem found herself in a difficult position. She apologized profusely to the distraught neighbor, offering to pay for the lost chickens and help dispose of the carcasses. But even as she tried to make amends, Noem knew that something had to be done about Cricket's behavior. In a decision that she portrays as agonizing but necessary, she took Cricket to a secluded area and shot the dog dead. She describes the act as one of the hardest things she's ever had to do, but maintains it was the only way to ensure the safety of other animals and people who might cross Cricket's path. The revelation of Cricket's fate has been met with a firestorm of criticism, with many accusing Noem of cruelty and a lack of compassion. Animal rights activists have condemned her actions, arguing there were other options available, such as professional training or rehoming that could have addressed Cricket's behavioral issues without resorting to lethal force. Noem's account of the incident also includes a disturbing detail. On the same day she killed Cricket, she also shot and killed an aggressive male goat that had been causing problems on the family farm. The inclusion of this info has only added fuel to the fire, with critics questioning her judgment and her apparent willingness to resort to violence as a solution. Some have speculated that the backlash from the story could derail her chances of being selected as a running mate for Donald Trump in the 2024 presidential election. Others have come to her defense, arguing that the tough decisions she made demonstrate her leadership qualities and willingness to make difficult choices for the greater good. Rumors of an extramarital affair. Rumors of a clandestine extramarital affair with Corey Lewandowski, a married Trump advisor, have also begun to circulate. The alleged relationship is said to have spanned several years. According to sources close to the situation, it began as early as 2019, if not before. The two were frequently seen traveling together, often on private planes provided by wealthy Republican donors. Eyewitnesses have described instances of intimate interactions between Noem and Lewandowski, including affectionate touches and lingering glances that suggested a deep personal connection. At the Republican Governors Association event in Aspen, the pair were said to have been inseparable. For her part, she's denied the allegations, dismissing them as baseless attacks from political enemies. She took to X to give her response. Quote, "These rumors are total garbage and a disgusting lie. These old, tired attacks on conservative women are based on a falsehood that we can't achieve anything without a man's help. I love Brian. I'm proud of the God-fearing family we've raised together. Now I'm getting back to work." Now it's time to hear from you. Would you be more or less likely to support a petition like Kristi Noem? Let us know in the comments section below.